Good evening, everyone. You're welcome back to today's class. The second day into our data entry pre-training. Yesterday, we talked about data entry and why data entry. So today, I'm going to continue our practical section where we talk about um, Zoho invoice. We talk about invoicing generally. Then we talk about Zoho invoice. So then we stopped there yesterday. That is on invoicing. But for the purpose of those who are not in yesterday's class, quick, quick, I'm going to do a quick recap here. Quick recap about what the data entry. Please let's remain muted. Felix, Madam Latifa, please. Okay, good. Thank you very much. Okay, so we talk about a training that is coming up, a full training on data entry. Why we are going to look at invoicing, we have a full training coming up from October 8th. It's going to be a 30 days training of about 1 hour a day. So during the training, we are going to learn how to use a lot of software for data entry, but especially to boost our productivity at work and also to help businesses and earn money. If you are working, these tools are there to help you work smarter in this digital age. And if you are not working, you also have opportunity of learning something that can help you to stand on your feet, that can give you courage to start your own business. Call it a data entry business or digital business or record keeping business or whichever way you like to call it. So we're going to cover a wide range of areas. And like some people are asking, so the training is going to be a virtual training, not on-site, and it's going to be a pre-recorded class, which means that on day one, you have your 24 hours to watch the day one class, which means that it's not going to be tied to a particular time. So you use your layer time to watch the class. So these are the areas we're going to cover. So you're going to use your layer time to watch the class. And weekly, you're going to have this general section where we discuss what we've learned during the week. So for the training, once you register for the training, you're going to have access to all those courses that we've talked about. Also, you have lifetime access to the materials and recorded session, and you have certificate upon completion. Then we give support, 1 year support for every participant who need our support in the next 360 days. That is, if there is a need to request for any support in the next 1 year, our team will be very glad to offer support that we have at our disposal. So which means that even if you don't complete in 30 days, you have your resources with you to watch and continue learning after the 30 days. So the class is not going to close in 30 days. The class is likely to close after 1 year, rather. So, but to make it easier for most of us to join. Broad Motor Concept is considering giving a 50% discount for the training. So instead of 30,000 naira training, you're going to pay 15,000 if you make payment before by 30th of September, which means by October 1st, you're going to get you're going to pay 30,000 naira for the training. So let's take the opportunity of the class and improve our skill. So without wasting time, so yesterday we talked about invoice, about sales invoice. So okay, the account to pay, I think the account to pay is there. And if you don't have the account, you can also request for that from within the group. So I want to show the account number. So you can use this Polaris Bank, or we use the another account we drop in, which is a money point for Bratton the concept also. So we can use either of the account to make payment. So yesterday we talked about sales invoicing, and we explained certain things about sales invoice. Then we ended up working on a company. I think is Douche or something like that.
Hello, sir. Hello, sir.
Hello. Hello.
Mr. Sulaiman, sir. So if
Okay.
someone is interested in joining this class, can I invite him?
Yes.
Can I send the link
It's
to
free
him?
class. Invite as
Okay.
much people as possible. It's a free class, so you are good.
Okay.
You are free
Okay.
to
All right.
invite
I just want to
anyone.
take permission from you. Okay.
No
All right.
problem. It's a free
All right, sir.
class, so you are
All
good.
right.
You are free to invite anybody.
All
Thank
right.
you
All
very
right,
much.
sir.
Okay. So yesterday we talked about Zoho Invoice, which I said is 100% free. 100% free for small businesses. You can use Excel to do your invoice and do some manipulation and to keep the record. But as far as Zoho is concerned, it makes um, record keeping easier. It makes life easier for you, and automatically it keeps the record, the debtors record, the invoice record, the receipt record, and the rest. So yesterday we created a company together called Douche International Venture. That's the company we created, and we raised a single invoices today. We explain what we have on the left side of the website, and we also have the same thing. We explain the settings, some certain settings, and the rest. Okay, so we created an invoice today, and we created the customer, but there are other things that we need to do with this invoicing, and we're going to work on them today, and also see how the reporting is like. Remember, I said Zoho Invoice is 100% free, but not Zoho Books. Zoho has a wide range of software. Zoho Books, Zoho Inventory, Zoho Creator, Zoho Billing, all these are Zoho. All these are Zoho. They are not all free, but Invoice is free 100%. The invoice is free. I think that's where they put it. So, which means that you can use it anytime, any day, for as many clients as possible, or for your business to manage your invoicing. So, okay, so let's go back to Douche International Company. I think it's a restaurant or fast food company. That's the company we are running together here. Okay, so we talk about how to create invoices today. To create invoice, you go to click on this invoice on the left side. Once you log in, click on this plus. So you're going to see this was the invoice we raised yesterday. To raise another invoice, you click on new. By clicking on this, you're going to raise another invoice. Also, to create a new, when you have a new customer, remember, you can create a customer directly from the invoice page. From the invoice page, if the customer you want to create invoice for is not on your customer list, you can use what? New customer. But I'm going to use this now to create a customer. Okay, so I click on this. Then if you don't have customer before, your page is going to look something like this. The first page is going to look like this. Let's see. Look, it's going to look like something like this. One good thing about Zoho, look at this. Before you start your code, you have a video to watch. If it is invoice, if you have not raised invoice before,
Hello, sir.
hello, hello,
Hello,
Sir
sir.
Joseph, are you talking to us? Hello, go ahead.
Sir, please, have you started sharing your screen?
Yes, my screen is up.
Yes, sir.
If you cannot see my
Have you
screen,
started
maybe you
sharing your
have to.
screen, sir?
My screen is up. You can exit and rejoin if you cannot see my screen. My screen is being
I said,
shared
have you
here.
started sharing your screen, sir?
I think it's like your internet is not working fine. Can somebody help me to type into the chat box? The screen is up and the class is ongoing. It's like he cannot hear me. Can somebody help me to type into the chat box and tell him that the screen is being shared? He can exit and rejoin. Thank you.
No, I can hear you clearly, sir. Just that I can't see your screen.
You can exit and rejoin. The screen is up. The screen is people can see my screen. Are you clear now? Is that clear?
Okay, sir.
My screen is being shared. Okay, so your interface is going to look like this. If you are clicking, if you are doing something for the first time, either invoice or customer, but because we already have one customer before, when I click on customer, I have something like this. I explained that because when you click on your phone and you are not seeing what I'm saying, so that don't be confused. Because I already have a customer here, that's why I have this customer. So now I can add new customer plus. When you click on the plus sign, so I can, if the customer is a business, you put the business details. If it's individual, you use individual details. So this time around, I'm going to use business. So we're going, the name of the person is Asabi Michael. Michael. The company name is Nicholas. Nicholas International or um, Nicholas Foods. So what do you want to display? The customer display name. What do you want to show as a display name? You can type it. If there's a nickname that you know that you remember very well for the customer, you can put it there. So okay. So you scroll down. Then if you have other details that you want to add, you can add them here. Address, contact person, customary, custom field. So if you have anything you want to add, you add them and you save. So you save this. So that is that. You can see the details of the customer here. So if I want to create new under customer, and that good thing about Zoho is that now, assuming I want to import multiple customer, I want to import multiple customers. You can see that, let's say your client or your company has like 100 customer. It's going to take a whole lot of day to be clicking and be typing the name one by one. So we have the option here by this side where you can click on import customer. Import customer. Now, to import customer, you have what is called this page where you can choose a file to upload and click on import. But because we don't know how the column is going to look like, there are two ways by which you can get how your template is going to look like. The one of it is using the sample CSV or sample XLS file. So I'm going to use sample CSV. Let's click on the first one. These two are just one method. So I'm going to share that. So that is coming up. So why that is loading? The other way by which we can also do that. Okay, a minute, please. Let me share the screen. So you can see the sample of how they want this thing to look like. So you're going to fill these columns. The first one here, okay, let me do something here. Oh, sorry. My Excel is not working right now. So we have the display name, company name, salutation, first name, last name, email ID, phone, this. So you don't need to fill all this, but any column that is applicable, you fill them, more especially the name. The name is the most important part of this. The name, you fill it, and all other ones here, you can, the address, if you want to put it, you put the address, website. If you don't need them, you just make them empty. So wherever you think you need to put information, you put them, and where there's no information, you leave them. So as it is now, let me quickly create like 5. Control D. Oh, sorry. I think I can't do this here unless I use Google Sheet. Okay. So my activation is failed. Okay. So I'm closing that. Can you remain muted, please, Mr. Ibrahim? Okay. So from here, you come back here and you click on choose file. Then you look for the file. Wherever the file is, you import the file. Then you click on next. Next. A minute, please. So all the information, whatever information you put, you confirm the column. You confirm the column with your own columns. That is, if there is what you have here, the owner's name is owner's name here. If your own is wherever you have, so this is what we are importing now. You need to align them with what you have here. So after that, click on next. And number of record, number of rows can be imported. Okay, why is it creating this? So your current plan does not support creating contact with any currency other than your organization-based currency. Okay, because it's a free version. Okay, no problem. So let me change that. Oh, I can't. Come on. So just click on import. So with that, you have your customer will be added. If you have 100 customers, that's how you are going to import them once. So you don't need to be creating them one by one. Any question on that before we move? Please, Mr. Ibrahim, remain muted, please. We are recording this class, so we don't want noise in the background. Any question? Okay, so we can move to the next point, which is item. So item represent what you sell. Whatever you are selling, Those are the items. The item could be in form of goods or services. So click on new. It's going to give you new this interface. So we have two things there, goods or services. What are you selling? If it is services, you check this. If it is good, you check this. The difference is, services in most cases does not have opening balance and closing balances. But goods may have beginning balances. You may have how many quantity you have for the whatsoever before. That is if you have you are using inventory. But in this our own case now, we only have we are using the invoice, Zoho invoice only, not Zoho inventory. Okay, so name what's the first product we are going to sell here? Can somebody give us the name of the product? Remember, our company is a restaurant, and okay, let's start with jollof rice. Jollof rice. Oh, okay. No wala. Jollof rice. Like we are selling jollof rice, and the unit is what? Per plate. Per plate. Okay. If you don't have, you can say okay. Per plate. And per plate is how much? 2,500. So, and it comes with we're going to add consumption tax, and we click OK, save. So we have, it means we have a services here. Sorry, a goods. We can create another one. We sell Fanta 2, or Pepsi, or whatever, or Big Cola. We sell Big Cola, or Big Cola that is among the drinks. Okay. In pieces, we're going to sell that in pieces. And the price of that is 350 per one, or 500 per one. Let's say we also have we also had consumer tax to this, and save. So if the line of business is also, maybe you also render some services too, click on plus and add services. The services might be let's say outdoor cooking or delivery. If you deliver outdoor cooking, let's just say each. I think I saw each somewhere. Each or whatever. Or we can leave it. So the selling price, because the selling price is standard, it doesn't mean that we cannot change it. So let's just say, okay, the minimum whatever we give is 100,000, and then we charge VAT. Then save. So that is the way. So also to upload, when you have list of items also, you also have this option to import items. And sometimes when you click on import item and you don't understand what it's saying, use export item. You export what you have first. So you now look at what you have. Let's export what we have. If you want to share it and you want to password it, you can add password to the download you are downloading. You can add a password to it and put AAA. And with that, nobody can open it except whoever you are giving access, you give the password to. So if you don't give the password to anyone, nobody can open the document. So click on export. Oh, okay, at least 6. Okay, I think A. You have we export this. So which means that when you export what you have, so you will see, you'll be able to know where to put each of the each of the new items or other items you are bringing in. So let me open the item. Okay, sorry, the item is zipped. Let me first unzip. Okay. Oh, sorry. Let me re-download it without any password. Let me export this without password. So, for learning purpose, you can password it if you are going to give access to someone else. Okay. So when you have something like this, you can this will be a guide to know where to put the rest of the items, because if you use the default one, it may be challenging for you to know where to put um, your items. Now, in this case, now you can see that this is the column. This is the column for your products or services, and here we have the rate with the currency. Here you have the tax, whichever tax you are applying, here, and you have the rate here, and we have the item amount, which is the okay. That is the tax is going to be on this tax one type. The product are good, either goods or services, you have them here, and the one active pieces or whatever, put them here. So you save it and you go back to upload. So if you had 50 items here, make sure you save them and you come back to your Zoho books. You come back to your Zoho books and you upload into your Zoho books. So you can come back here and click on import items. So when you click on import, you import and you import everything there. Please, Mr. Ibrahim, can you remain muted? Please don't let me remove you. Can you? Mr. Ibrahim, hello, Mr. Hafiz Ibrahim, Oluwole or whatever. Can you remain muted before I remove you, please? There's noise from your background. Please mute your call. Mute your call, please. Mute your call. Okay, so we've created customer, we've created item. Now to create a quote, when you have a quote for your customer, you can click on the quote and click on the create new quote. Let's say we have an order to cook. Let's say we want to carry out an outdoor cooking for Mikola's food. So we select this. Remember your quote number, you can manage it and you can keep it like this, whichever one you like. You can use your own custom number. So the date, you have the date, and you scroll down. If you have a salesperson, maybe you have staff, you can add the staff. And if you want to create a project, a name for the project, you can also create a project name. Maybe it's a party. You can add XYZ party or Nicholas party or birthday, 78th birthday or whatever party, 75th birthday. So you can put it, let's say we have a fixed price for this, call it to 50,000. And so I'll scroll down. What else again do we need to add here? Let's just save. So we have a project. So you can add a project. You can add a project, which is not compulsory. Now, let's come back to the item table. On the table here, what are we doing? So at this point, you can either type or you select item. You remember yesterday, we typed whatever we want, we typed the description. But today we're going to select, since we already create items now, we're going to select an item as outdoor cooking. So now, if there is a quantity, maybe is in 2 pieces or whichever way it is, you select that. And the rate, you can put the rate. If the rate is 500,000, and the VAT is associated to this. If you want to keep the VAT, you leave it. You want to remove it, you click on this X. Once you remove this, the VAT will go off. And you see, the VAT is off. You want to add VAT, you can select VAT. Just click on this drop down, and then you have your VAT. You want to add another column. You can add, okay, you want to supply a bigger collar, and with that, you're going to make it like, let's say like in pieces, let's make it 200 pieces, and the rate is 500, no problem. So we are adding consumer tax to this. Let's leave it like this. So we only have two product selling. So here, you want to add anything, you can put anything here. If you have any file that you need to upload, you can select them here. You upload it. It will be in your cloud also. So let's save and send. If you click on save and send, it will request for the email of Nicholas Food. Since we did not put email where we are creating them, so the crate has been created, then you can send it to whoever you are sending it to. But in this case, in our own case now, we are not going to do that. So let's go back. Let's cancel this and just click on save as a draft. So now you can mark as sent. Now you mark as sent. So now the draft here will go off. The moment it's saved, look at the draft. Until you send it to your client or you mark as sent, Zoho Book will not treat it as being sent, which means it's still a draft that you are still working on. You've not sent it to your client. So let's it's slow, it's a bit slow. What's happening? So it will remove this draft once it is marked as sent. Okay, while that one is loading, let's move. You can leave this page. Then we move to invoice. Let's now see how invoice works now again. Now, remember yesterday we created an invoice. The same way we created an invoice yesterday, the same way we're going to create today. I think my internet is there somehow. What's happening? Just please, let's wait a minute. I think the whole thing is slow down. Okay. Okay, please let me try and change the internet and see if something will change. Okay. So let me refresh the page and see what's happening. Let me refresh the page. Okay. So let's mark as sent. Good. Now you can see that the draft has gone off and we have sent here. Now let's raise invoice. Let's click on invoice. Yesterday we created an invoice. This guy has not paid. You can see the status of the payment, that is overdue by 1 day, because the payment date is immediate. What we said is pay as at when once it's received. So let's click on new invoice, and let's raise invoice for Mikola's venture or whatever, or Mikola's Foods. So let's select Mikola's Food. So we have Mikola's Food, and okay. So okay, instead of okay, let's first raise an invoice. Then we now go back. Let's raise invoice from what we have. Let's say we want to raise invoice from the quotation we already have. We already have a quotation, right? So we can just convert to invoice. I select convert to invoice, and select the field in a code that you would like to retain. Customer name, time, and address. You want to retain them. You select any of them that you want to retain. If you don't need that, just save and continue. So we are creating an invoice directly from the quotation. Now, assuming during the process after sending the quotation, there is negotiation. They've negotiated some of this. You can come back here and change the price. Because you put the price in quotation doesn't make it a final price. So you can just say, okay, let's say we've agreed to 450,000. Why we keep this? Okay, we can make this 490, and that is it. Then we have save as draft. Since we are not sending directly to them, so let's mark as sent. Now this invoice is in the draft form. Now we have another invoice raised. So which means that if you have a quotation, you can convert the quotation to what? To an invoice. Or you can create an invoice directly by simply clicking on this and fill in the necessary columns. So let's create another invoice for Nicholas Food or Mr. Ibrahim Ola. Then the invoice number is there. When is he going to pay? 15 days net, whatever. You select that. But this we're going to keep due on receipt. And what is he buying? It's okay, we can have let's say he's buying this and he's buying 10. Buying 10 templates. And we're going to keep the consumer tax and save as draft. So if you want to put anything, remember you can add column. You can add as more column as possible. Okay, let's just click on save as draft. And so we have 3 invoices ready. Let's mark as sent also. If you don't mark as sent, it will never be added to your invoice. It will be in a draft form, which means that you can't receive money on that particular invoice, because as far as Zoho is concerned, the invoice is not yet an invoice or not yet accepted by the client. So that is that. So the next thing we're going to look at how to receive payment. To receive your payment, there are 2 ways by which you can receive payment. You can use the option on the left side called payment received. That is a new receipt. Or on the invoice, you can see record payment here. Record payment. So if you click on record payment, you have record payment. You can see the other option there, assuming there is a disagreement about whatever, and you have to write off certain thing. You click on write off. But in this case, this guy is only paying 25,000. Let's keep 25,000 now, which means he's still owing us no bank charges. Okay, and let's click on save. So now you can see that he has paid part of the money. Here now we have what? Partly paid. That is one good thing about software, which you cannot expect unless you write what do you call it in Excel, and know it's going to be a very tough job for you to before you can automate your Excel. But software will make your life simpler. Now this guy has paid 25,000 naira. How much is balance due on this? So if there is need for you to reprint this invoice, it's going to show you what is we are only printing one copy. Let's print as PDF and let's see the preview. It's going to tell you what is happening. Can you see? This is subtotal, this is the VAT, this is the amount received, and this is the balance due. So close. So which means you can download it as you can save as PDF, you can print it, and you can send, you can share, whichever way, and you can set reminder, send a reminder or send an email or whatever. So all those things are available in Zoho Invoice. So let's leave that. So let's go to Mikola's Food. Note something. You remember when we were creating Mikola's invoice, there are two things. We use both VAT and consumer tax. Can you see that Zoho take care of the two? We have the VAT. We also have what? The consumer tax being added to the invoice. It's okay. So let's record payment using this option now, this time around. I'm going to click on payment and I click on new payment. Select customer. Once you click on the Nicholas, it will show the outstanding, it will bring out the outstanding invoice. You can see we have received full payment. If you click on this, it means we are receiving the full payment from them. If they are not paying in full, you type the amount paid here. But this time around, let's quickly click on the payment in full and the payment mode, bank remittance, bank transfer, whichever way, or you can configure your payment mode yourself. So let's say it's a bank transfer, and is there any tax deducted from source? If there is, there is what is called withholding taxes. So if they deduct any tax from you, you're going to check this, and we're going to create that tax under settings. Remember, we have settings. We have where we created tax under settings. You can create withholding tax there. You call it under the TDS. You have the TDS there, and then you click on this. But no, in this case, no tax deducted. And let's just click on save. Everything, we've received all our money from Nicola's venture. Now, you can see that these are the two receipts that we already have from this business that we are doing, Douche International. So let's go back to invoice and see what we have. Can you see the invoice now? Partly paid, due overdue in 1 day, and we have paid. Now, let's talk about sales receipt. Yesterday, I mentioned issue of sales receipt. This is what we use in a situation whereby we are not issuing invoice separate. Both invoice and receipt, we want to create it once. That is, the person has paid, is paying for the service. Somebody has come to buy and is paying instantly. So there's no need to first raise invoice and form and create receipt later. What do you do in this case? Click on what? Sales receipt. Straight. Sales receipt. Let's click on the customer who is buying this system around. What is the customer name? Let's say, okay. Okay, let's search for the name. It's not bringing out the name. Okay, Mr. Ibrahim Ola It's buying, buying. Let's leave the date. No salesperson, and it's buying a light jollof rice again. It has come to buy jollof rice again, but this time around it's paying. It's paying instantly. It's buying 11 pieces now, and we're going to keep the tax now. Okay, since it's sales receipt, we've received payment. It's paying instantly, so we need to explain where the money went to. How will we get the money? By bank transfer, and we're going to click on what? Save. Save. So this is paid. I see the invoice says received is what? It's showing what? Paid. Paid. You can see paid now. So those are the things we do with what? Zoho Invoices. So before we call it a day, so let's look at reports. Let's look at the kind of report we can generate from Zoho Invoices. So we want to see the sales by each of the customer. Let's look at the sales per customer. You can see the sales per customer. Mr. Nicholas, we have this, and we have this. So these are the sales we have made by each of them. Total sale is what? Is this. So let's go back to the report. I don't want to run the report. Sales by salesperson. We don't have salesperson. Sales by item. How many items we sold? So you can see big cola. We've sold 200 units. So quantity sold 200 units. Amount, the average price. Jollof rice, we sold 21. This, cooking, this and that. You can run the report. You can change the period. You can add more filter to that also. So we also have receivables. How much are they owing us? Let's look at customer balances and see what they are owing. So remember, only Mr. Ibrahim Ola is owing. He's owing 1,000 plus on one, and it's also owing a full invoice outstanding. There's an invoice that is not paid. There is partly paid, which is 1,250, and an invoice that he has not paid at all. So you can really see that when you click on it on the sorry. So when you click on details, so you're going to see the report. So anything regarding your sales and receivables, you can always see the report from here. With any tax, any tax that has been withheld, you can check the report from here. Your VAT report, your tax summary, you can check your tax summary here also. You see, so we have the tax summary, current tax, and the VAT that we've charged. So you can see. So those are the things you can do with your Zoho invoices. So I believe if properly kept, it will save businesses from the headache of thinking on how to manage your invoices. So regardless of any business you are doing, there's no business that doesn't give out bills. Even the schools can use for school, can use for what do you call this, real estate, rent, whichever businesses you find yourself or you find your client, you can always use Zoho Invoice to solve that problem. So any question, because I think we're able to, we've touched everything we need to touch. So other thing we have are just expenses, which is not part of what we want to learn here. So we have expenses. You can also keep your expenses here, but we might leave that for another day. Okay. So any question regarding Zoho books or regarding the training, the upcoming training, or regarding anything we've done between yesterday and today? Any question? Any question on that? Remember, all this your report or your invoice, everything, you can always generate them. You can export them, you can print them, you can send them. All this report, you can always generate them. You can run the report. Once you run the report, you You can export the report as this CSV, XLS, print, Zoho sheet, or Excel. So you can always export as whichever method you like. You can export them, and then you can send to whichever you are sending the report to. Okay, so in the absence of no questions, so I would like to remind you that our training is scheduled to start October 8th. October 8th. So, and what you will learn from the training includes this. Invoicing is just one aspect of it. We talk about data entry and record keeping. We talk about the cloud storage. The cloud storage. You see, most of us, the way we handle our record, you can capitalize on cloud storage to save yourself from carrying a lot of document all around. So your personal document, official document, you can always use the cloud storage. You can see what we are doing now with our Zoho books. If we have 5 or 10, we can be working simultaneously on Zoho books at the same time, because it's what? It's a cloud base. So you cannot compare that to your desktop, which is just a workstation only. So we're going to learn about cloud storage, learn about some other tools that we can use for data entry jobs, electronic forms like Jot forms, Google Forms, how to use them to collect data. Your client or your company may have branches around. You can use Google Form to collect your report on daily basis, which will make your life simple, make your job seamless. You hear that? So sales invoicing, just like we've done with Zoho Books. Remember, we also have the inventory software that you can use for those who are doing retail businesses. So retail businesses may not use the kind of invoice we use for Zoho Books. So the retail businesses they have their software that you can use, and it will manage their inventory and at the same time manage their sales. So we track business expenses, how to track expenses, how to handle project, how to use staff project management. You learn some basics of Excel and Google Sheet. Google Sheet is the best friend to an entrepreneur. Unfortunately, most of us, we don't use it. Google Sheet is like the powerhouse to an entrepreneur. I think in our group, very soon we're going to create like maybe 10 days free training on the Google Sheet. So Google Sheet is very, very useful. We're going to learn how to use Google Sheet. Then we talk about basic mathematics, business mathematics, PowerPoint, and presentation. How to use Google Slide, how to present, how to do presentations. We talk about payroll management, inventory management, Google Docs, and Microsoft Word. We talk about scheduling meetings, how to organize meetings, online meetings. Yes, we're going to learn all those things. Then we talk about some accounting software, QuickBooks, Sage 50, and Zoho Books. Zoho Books will be another one. We're going to add Zoho Books to this training for free. So we have how to set up your businesses, then the market strategy for your business, that is data entry business, and we're going to learn how to capitalize on the AI, to keep your to enhance your productivity as a professional or as a data entry person. So whichever way, we're going to learn how to use the artificial intelligence to maximize. So all this is going to take place within a month, which is going to be like average of an hour. A day. So you're going to watch at any time of your choice. You can wake up in the morning. If you don't finish your recording, your classes within 1 month, spirit of the first we are giving out discount 50% just between today and tomorrow. That is, whoever make payment now tomorrow, you enjoy 50% discount. And if you don't meet up with that, you pay full back if you want to join the class. And I think the class is dies even at 30,000 naira, because you're going to learn a lot of things. You're going to learn a lot of things that is going to revolutionize your life. It's going to add some level of confidence to you. So you will understand how to use some digital tools. You become a digital person. You get it now? So that's what the training is actually all about. So thank you for your time, for taking your time to be with us since yesterday. The class has been recorded for those who have been asking for the recordings. I've dropped yesterday recording into our groups and I've sent to some individuals too. Please check your WhatsApp. You have the recording for yesterday. So today's recording, once ready, I'm going to share it with us also in our individual groups. If you have not joined BMC group, please ask for the link to join. You can send a DM. I will give you a link to join. We have a lot of goodies that we will be sharing from time to time. And unless you are part of us, you may not have the opportunity to be enjoying those. Even if you are not a paid member, we believe we have duties to support one another. And that has been our style for so long. We support people around us, and we try to make sure we elevate every one of us. So invite your friend to join our group. If you cannot pay, if you are not paying now, you may have a friend who is willing to learn and pay. And if you are not paying today, you may likely pay tomorrow. And if you are not even paying at all, you have the free classes for you to be enjoying from time to time. So thank you very much for your time. So any comment before we round it up? Any comment? Namkemi, Ramutiu, Mr. Luatoyi, Mr. Sunday, Udoka, Waliola. Thank you very much for your time. Edwin, Ayeju, I appreciate your time. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So I'm going to stop the recording now. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kim. I really enjoyed the program.
Welcome.